hold it. Where'd you get the book from?
The book is on every single bookshelf.
Where did you get the book? Exactly, on every single bookshelf.
One second, brother.
Yes, sir.
So, I understand why you have a distrust for this book. Now, I got you, but it's clearly you have a problem with the book, right? Why do you have a problem with the book?
Because it's like he said, I can tell you the sky is green. You can tell me that book was written by the people, right? Everybody was told the book was written by somebody, right? Either it's the Quran, either it's the, I forgot the other book.
I'll help you out. Any book that has ever been written, right? It's been written by a whole other man, right? So we're on the same page, all right? Keep going.
All right. So then, for example, now like he said, the sky is green. I can tell you whatever from the book, but God himself didn't give me the book. But I believe in everything he just said. God didn't give us religion. God gave us commandments, statutes, like the way we're supposed to follow life. So it's a sacred bond we're supposed to have with one another. If we were all supposed to do what the fuck we're supposed to do, we wouldn't have the issue of people, you know, having this violence, people envying one another. Why do people envy each other? Because we have different beliefs, we have different views on different things, you feel me?
And so now, to your point, now everything you said, I agree with 100%. Why do we have different beliefs? Why do we have that?
Everybody supposedly has different standards and we have different levels. Society created.
Why?
Because society was given the stupid mentality of, okay, everybody has to be divided by social status. That's really why. If you think about it, why do people steal? Why do people kill?
You want me to answer it? I can answer it.
Etc.
Okay, so now, do you believe in God at all?
Yeah, I believe in God.
Do you believe that there is more than one God that we should be worshiping, or do you believe that there is one God that we should worship?
It's crazy you tell me this, man. Yesterday I was talking about it with one of my friends, right? My friend is Muslim, so that's why I'm telling you, like, we started talking about it. The way I see it, man, is there's one God, but there's no picture to the God. There's a universal God.
When you say there's no picture, what do you mean?
That's, like he said, that's the picture that was given to us of God, right? But we don't know what God actually looks like, you feel me? So,
all right, finish your thought, brother. Go ahead.
There's a God. You know, I believe in God. I'm not saying I don't believe in him or I don't believe in another God, but I believe in there's a God. And
so is it safe to say, and don't take what I'm going to say to offense, is it safe to say that to some degree you might be a little confused as to what because you believe that there's one God, but you're saying some people we don't know what he look like, there's this belief, there's a whole bunch of information, what am I supposed to look to? I know God is this because I know I'm not supposed to steal, I know I'm not supposed to kill. Is it safe to say that when it comes to that area of spirituality, you're somewhat confused?
Spirituality, no. Religion, yes. That's why I don't like religion. I want to stay out of religion.
Okay, so now so now that I understand your point of view, I'm going to read something to you from the Bible, but I'm going to explain why I'm going to read it after I read it, okay? Because what we believe is that our people, when I say our people, I'm talking about the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We believe that we are all brothers and that we all come from the same family line. Literally, the only difference between my ancestors and your ancestors is that your ancestors got off of the boat first. That's it. That's the only difference. We're the same people. Now, you got to ask that. If we're the same people, why is it so much disconnection between us? Why does it seem like, because you have some brothers that are Hispanic or Latino, how they identify, they understand that we're family. But where's the disconnect? Why is it that the majority of our people worship that see that image up there on top of Centro Tomoseria, that image up there? It's on the candles, it's in the Vatican. Why do so many people worship that? If we all believe that there's supposed to be one God, how you doing, brother? So now I want you to listen to the scripture. Read that, Sirach 17:11.
Sirach chapter 17, verse 11. Beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
So now, I want you to pay attention to what it did not say. This is talking about what God gave our people. It said, beside this, he gave them knowledge. He gave us knowledge and the law of life as our heritage. Now, I want you to answer for me. What is it? What is a heritage? What does that mean? What is a heritage? And listen, I asked that question because it did say he gave us religion. Nowhere in this Bible does it say God gave us religion. To your point, the word Christianity ain't even in this book. This is the Holy Bible, and everybody, they worshiping Mary and Jesus and the baby Jesus, and nowhere in this book is the word Christianity ever mentioned. But it did say he gave us a heritage, and that's important. Now, understand, remember, I said, me and you, we're brothers. So the question is, what is the heritage? What is heritage?
You're right. I feel like heritage, at least from my understanding, heritage is like culture in a way.
Okay.
Right? It's something that you carry. Like you say, it doesn't have a certain point of view.
No, you're absolutely right. But let's dig into it. So then if it's culture, then what's culture? What does that mean?
Culture is basically anything that relies within your background. It could be either taste for music, taste for food.
You on fire? You on fire? Okay.
It's your personal taste. But you can't tell somebody their heritage or their culture wrong, right? It's like everybody's gonna have a preference.
So let me help you out. Let's take it even deeper, right? Can we say that it's the foods that you eat? Can we say that it's the holidays that you celebrate?
Bring it up.
Can we say that it's the clothes that we wear?
Right.
Can we say? Go ahead. Yeah.
As far as the holidays, man, them holidays is a whole shit show too.
That's why I'm on this. Listen, I'm on this one verse because we're gonna talk about it because we got Cinco de Mayo coming up in a couple of weeks, right?
Let me ask you something. I want every single person to answer this. All right, so I'm gonna start with you, buddy.
No.
I need to.
No. Before you do that, so I want you to understand that the way we have things set up is, as of right now, with me having the microphone, I'm going to be the only ones that's going to be talking. So if you want to ask a question, by all means, ask me. But let me finish though. Don't forget your question, right? So we said it's going to be the foods that we eat, it's the holidays, it's the clothes that we wear, it's how you and I, as men, how we supposed to deal with one another, right? I shouldn't look at you and be hating you. I shouldn't see your tattoos and then automatically assume, oh, he's a thug or he's this. You might be a good guy, take care of your family, but because of my outward appearance and how I view you, because maybe I had a bad experience, so then now all of a sudden I have hatred towards you. That's not how we're supposed to be. The reason why that heritage is important is because when you read in the Bible, what happened was God has a special and chosen group of people that he deems his family and nobody else. To those men, women, and children, he gave them a heritage. He gave them food that they're supposed to eat. He gave them holidays that they're supposed to celebrate. He gave them laws, statutes, and commandments, as the other brother mentioned. But the problem is that because of the diaspora, because your ancestors went to Mexico, some went to Brazil, some went to America, some went over here. We learned a whole bunch of different things from our oppressor. Right. So the holidays that we eat, that we celebrate today, the 4th of July, that was not our holiday. Christmas, that's not our holiday. Thanksgiving, that's not our holiday. That's not what we should be doing. God never gave that to us. What he gave us is specifically in the Bible, and the reason there's so much confusion is because we made the choice to go beyond it, to start looking at other things to the point to where now, well, I don't know, maybe there's spirituality. We don't know. There's so much this, and there's Muslim, there's Christian, there's all this other. It's confusion and it's nonsense. All because we decide to follow the oppressor. God never, ever gave us a religion. And I'll even do you one better. When you read about, as a matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 48. No, ask your question. Deuteronomy 28, 48.
So you said Cinco de Mayo, right?
Correct.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
They don't have to answer. Can they raise their hand?
Ask me.
Okay, but can they raise their hand though? Like, I need an opinion.
Ask me.
Right,
What you got?
So, what's Cinco de Mayo to you? What's the understanding of Cinco de Mayo to you?
It is when the Mexicans won the war against the French.
No.
That's not what it is?
So, what is it though? Most people take it in consideration of being a certain day.
No, so the Cinco de Mayo is not about the Mexicans overthrowing the French?
Is it Mexico independence?
I can read it to you.
No, I'm asking you though. Is Cinco de Mayo Mexico's independence?
Cinco de Mayo is a holiday that celebrates Mexico's victory over the French. That's Google.
Bro, we're one-on-one right now.
Okay, but I answered your question. But go ahead. What do you think it is? If that's not what it is, then.
I'm not on my phone though right now.
Well, no, I only read it because you said I was wrong, but I know that I'm correct though.
You asked me heritage. I didn't pull heritage off the phone. So now, example, bro. What is Cinco de Mayo to you?
I don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. I celebrate Passover.
Exactly.
I celebrate the Feast of Trumpets. I celebrate the heritage that God gave us. What you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be doing. I only brought up Cinco de Mayo because you said that you're Mexican. I know that I'm sorry. Say again.
Cinco de Mayo don't exist to me, bro.
I didn't say that it did.
No, I'm telling you.
But is it true that some Mexicans celebrate Cinco de Mayo?
It is, but
so now you're playing semantics now because we know that they celebrate that. And it is because you're moving the goalposts, brother.
What did you say America told us? America told us certain things. People tell us certain things that ain't right. Cinco de Mayo was portrayed as Mexico's independence. That's why
I didn't say that. Okay.
I'm just saying in general.
Okay.
It was portrayed. You're saying why would we believe all these things that we do?
Okay.
Okay. In America, everybody had the image of it's Mexico's independence, right?
Okay.
That's how they thought that was our 4th of July. So
no, Mexicans don't even celebrate like that in Mexico. It's only it's here in the United States of America.
Exactly.
I'm very well educated.
No, that's why I'm going to it. You know, it's like I'm not saying about you or you.
No, I got you. So you're mostly on the lines of the people that's in Mexico as opposed to what they do here.
Yeah. So
okay, all right, go ahead.
Our original independence is the 16th. I would, like you said, those holidays weren't given us to God by God. You know, it's a holiday that was celebrated because of. I mean, being honest, they celebrated violence. You feel me?
Okay.
So I don't tolerate all that, you know, it's cool. We have independence, I leave it at that. I don't celebrate all that extra shit because there's nothing to celebrate. You know what I mean? I didn't do it, they didn't do nothing for me, being honest with you. So there's nothing for me to celebrate. Christmas, I don't celebrate that simply because of what you said, you know? Hey, no, not disrespect, but I gotta go, I gotta take food to my crew, okay?
I got you. Let me give you one last one.
I'll take the last one, bro.
Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 68 first, and then we're gonna run to Isaiah real quick. I'm gonna read these two and I got you. Because I want to make sure that we have an understanding. Like I said, a lot of what you said, I agree with 100%. But I want you to understand the because as he was trying to explain, he kept pulling from the Bible, saying, "I don't want it from the book. I don't want it from the book." I want you to understand the reason why we come to the book, right? I'm harping on the word heritage. I'm gonna keep harping on that word because, as I mentioned, would you agree? The only difference between our ancestors is where they got off on the boat. That's it. That's it. But watch this though. Watch this. Can you agree with that? Can you agree with that statement though? We agree that our ancestors was on the boat, right? Agree.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
When the Bible references the place known as, do you know that the country now known as Egypt was not always known as Egypt? It was named that by Alexander. Okay, so now when you read about Egypt's relationship with the Israelites in the Bible, it was their place of bondage. So when it says that they're going to go back into Egypt again, it's talking about the servitude or the slavery that they did while they were in Egypt. Right. But it was very specific. He says you're going to go into Egypt again, read, with ships. So now, from everything that you know about history, can you, outside of our people, can you name any other group of people that went into slavery by way of ships? You know why? Because nobody else. Only the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That history that we see, we know that it happened. You agree that our ancestors was on a boat. The only difference between us is where we got off on the boat. That was mentioned to happen to us as a curse because we made the choice to start believing in a bunch of other gods. God is our father. We are the children of Israel. The same as how if you had children and you say, hey son, listen, don't go play in the street. Because you understand that playing in the street is dangerous, right? Right, so if your son plays in the street and he get hit by a car, you gave him that warning. Well, God did the same thing to us as his children. Go to Isaiah. He says that I'm going to give you a heritage that I want you to follow. If you don't follow that heritage and you start worshiping she-moths and all these other gods and sacrificing babies and stuff like that, then whatever happens to you, you're no longer under my protection because you made the choice to go do what I told you not to do. We left God's heritage. That's why we worship in Mary and we worship in Islam and we worship in all these other different things because we made a choice to go away from the one true God. As a result, I know you gotta go last one right here, read.
Isaiah chapter 65 verse 15. And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
So now one of the downfalls to us not paying attention to God is that we were going to leave our name for a curse.
Right.
What that means is, if you don't mind me asking, may I ask what your last name is? So, do you know where that last name comes from? Okay. Do you know how your family line ended up speaking Spanish? Because Spanish is not the original language of the earth. It came later on down the line. Do you know how your family line not only got that last name, but also learned to start speaking Spanish? Because we just read that our people were going to go into slavery on ships. Right. The only difference between me and you and us getting off on the boat is that the Spanish, the conquistadors, conquered your people, and the so-called white man conquered my people. Brother, we are the same. We're the same. We're supposed to be worshiping the one true God of the Bible because we are the Israelites. Your family line, we say Mexicans or Mexico, but in the Bible God calls you Issachar. That's what you're supposed to be called, not Vasquez. And I'm not making fun of your name. I'm educating. I'm showing you. Yes, the reason why we turn to this book is because our heritage is in here. The foods that we're supposed to eat, it's in here. The way that we're supposed to dress, it's in here. The way I'm supposed to look at you and deal with you like you're my brother, not my enemy, it's in here. The way it teaches me how I'm supposed to raise my children and raise my family, it's in this book. This is our heritage and it's been in here. But because we believe in Islam, because we think that they're just, come around. Because we believe in Islam, because we believe in all these other false deities, that's the reason why we have so much confusion and we're disconnected from our heritage. Just come around.
She thinks she's gonna hit it.
But she can back up and come around. Brother, you good. She can't drive. This is more important than her trying to drive around. So now, understand that, just drive on. So, I want you to understand before you leave. The point that I was trying to make, and the reason why we deal with the Bible is because it's our heritage. Right. The image of a white, like God is actually described in this book. When people say that we don't know what God looks like, that's because we don't want to agree with what the Bible actually says. Hey. People say, oh, the Bible, it was given to you by your oppressors and your oppressor this. No. This Bible, it has been our book forever. We just made the choice to go astray and start believing in everything else. That's why we're so confused. That's why we celebrate the holidays that we do. That's why we don't take the time to educate ourselves about where we come from, what our heritage is. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to look at you like you're my brother. So I want you to, before you leave, yes, we're going to always teach from the Bible because whether you believe it or not, brother, this is our book.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word